Hello, welcome to Proper Football, the podcast with me, Dan. Although it's got Gary underneath, but I'm obviously not Gary. But we'll be coming on to Gary in a minute. But first of all, let's introduce the people in the studio before we get on to our special guests. We've got Nigel Callaghan. Cally, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Had a good birthday week.
Yeah, happy birthday. Was it Thursday night, wasn't it?
Thursday, yeah, but it's sort of been Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
That's what happens when you turn 59, isn't it?
Yeah, I wish.
And Darren, we've got the best vlogger, non-league vlogger in town, Darren Ashley. How you doing, Darren?
Oh, shucks, Dan. Yeah.
I know you.
Money's in the post, mate. Yeah, I'm very good, mate. I'm really excited. Oh, by the way, hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight's show, actually, because it's tinged with something a little bit different, is it? But yeah, it might go wrong a little bit, so we'll want everyone who's tuning in. But yeah, it should be a good one.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, we've got some very special guests coming on, some very good people as well. In our green room at the moment, they're actually live at Kettering Town Football Club. So without further ado, we're going to get Gary Harris on.
Have you sent the link to the Facebook page yet?
I don't know, mate.
Is he sharing it? Is he?
Yeah, I think he's doing it. Right, let's hand over to Kettering Town.
I'm sharing it, Nigel. I'm sharing it. Don't worry. How are you guys?
We're good, thank you.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we're live from Kettering Town tonight. Amazing, absolutely amazing. First time we've done anything like this, and so far so good. It's going okay. Let me introduce you to the people that are with me. Let's start with George. So George is the owner of Kettering Town Football Club.
Hiya, how are you?
Okay, and then we've got Mikayla, who is from Team Mikayla, the charity that we're going to talk about tonight. And Brendan is really the link between the football club and the thing, but we'll touch on that a little bit later on as well. So yeah, so there we are. That's the team at Kettering Town tonight.
Perfect. Okay, I actually feel like I'm on Britain's Got Talent at the moment with 4 judges staring at me.
We are, and at the moment it's there's no golden buzzer for you, my friend. Sorry, Nigel, I am about to feed it onto yours now, mate. All right.
All right.
So carry on while I do that, people, please.
Oh, all right. Yes, there's a special event, and Gary's. Hey, you done?
Shared,
right.
Yeah.
So, Gary, do you want to lead off and ask them about?
Yes, absolutely. Look. Let's first of all, on Saturday, 21st, you're playing Lowestoft in the league game. By the way, it's Southern Premier. Midland Division or Central Division, isn't it? Game here at Latimer Park. And George, Kettering Town are doing something special, aren't they?
Yeah, we've got music on the day. We're just we're trying to get lots of people to the ground and just kind of celebrate a charity. And yeah, it's just kind of little steps towards all the community work that we're doing. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We'll talk a bit more about what you're doing in the community and whatnot, and yourself as well. You're new to this, aren't you? How long have you been the owner?
About 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah,
very new.
Yeah,
very new.
Yeah.
I've got some questions for you a bit later, I think. I'm going to turn to Mikayla now. So Mikayla, obviously, is Team Mikayla, which is a charity that was formed in 2014. Is that right? Oh, I've done my own work for once. So formed in 2014 from Mikayla, who suffered from the age of 4. There you go. Wow, I have done my own work with cancer. That it's still an ongoing battle that you have as well. And you tell everyone a little bit more about what you're doing and why.
When I was younger, I was really bored in hospital, and I asked my mum, what can I do to help others that are in the same or similar situation as myself? And I thought of granting wishes to children up to the value of £500.
So is that right? You've raised nearly £300,000?
Believe we've
as of this year end. So our year end is September. We're 328,000.
328,000. Wow. And so you do this, and you've still got your own battle going on as well, haven't you?
Yeah, still on active treatment, but seeing the kids smile on the smiles on their faces is just the main thing. That's the drive.
Yeah, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, it leaves you speechless, really, doesn't it, chaps?
Incredible, absolutely incredible. Mikayla is actually, because obviously with this podcast, I've been doing my research, and Mikayla is 1 day older than my firstborn, my daughter. So it kind of resonates with me that how poorly she's been and how lucky I am to have a fit and healthy daughter. So I wish Mikayla every luck going forward in your health battles, my lovely. And you're doing a bloody unbelievable thing. You really are.
Thank you.
And,
Yeah,
and
I think you've done
go on,
really
Nigel.
well, Mikayla. Like, you know, I've had 2 cancer operations. I've been lucky enough to come through both of them, and I've sort of got the clearance. But I know it's a horrible disease. But you know what I tried to do, I tried to stay positive and you know, not be negative about it, but be positive. And what you're doing is brilliant, because you're raising loads of money for people that need it, and to give them a bit more happiness in their lives, because it is a bad time when you're going through the cancer and then what comes after it. So well done.
Thank you.
And Nigel, I was saying about when we've had these open, because you happily talk openly about your cancer that you had, and I was saying to Mikayla, one of the things that you were saying to me was after you've got through the operation, and then it's your 6 monthly checkups that you said was just absolutely awful, worrying about them, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's obviously the operations pretty painful, but yeah, it's the bit where you go for your checkup and they sort of scan you, and it's like playing Russian roulette. You don't know whether you've got the gun with the bullet in it. And I've got to the stage where I've actually put the robe on, and 3 minutes before I've got to go in for the test, I've actually got dressed again and gone home, because I couldn't face it. So I've had to make another appointment. So it's the mental side of things that gets you while you've got it. That's why I said I tried to keep positive and not think about the fact that I'd had an operation, and even though I was on the chemo and stuff like that. And I think, you know, if you try and stay positive, it does help, because the more you worry, the worse you get, really. But yeah, it's definitely the mental side of things.
And you have to go for regular checkups all the time, don't you, bless you?
Yeah, regular checkups, as I'm still on the chemo as well. Lots of blood tests, which are annoying.
Yeah.
Mikayla, can I ask you something? So you do treasure boxes for the kids, do you? I see. So where does your money go into help the other children? And
So anything a child asks for, up to the value of £500. So whether that may be a simple thing as an iPad to keep them entertained, or a family fun day to make precious memories.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
That's great. And I guess this, in a way, it helps you sort of, because it keeps you very busy. I'd imagine this is like a full-time thing for you, isn't it, to do this stuff as well?
Hearing what the children and young people ask for, it just gives you a massive smile, because you know it's like going to make that bit of a difference to their day.
Yeah.
You've got aspirations to work on a ward, haven't you? And
yes, I'm currently studying at college, and I want to work on the ward.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. And Brendan, obviously you play a big part in the charity yourself, don't you?
Yeah, so I'm treasurer for the charity. Also Mikayla's uncle. So
right, okay. That answers one of the questions I was going to ask, near enough, doesn't it, really?
So having that, it is a very much a family-run project.
Yeah.
And even the first treasure box was for a little boy called Reggie, who's unfortunately not with us anymore, but he was such a little character.
Yeah.
And the charity was born basically from Mikayla's 8th birthday.
And you're now 18?
Yes.
Only last week?
Only last week.
And you had an award this week, didn't you?
Yes.
And what was that?
The BBC Radio Oxford Awards.
The BBC. And Dan, can you bring up the picture again?
Yeah, they've got this one. There's a couple of pictures here. The MBE.
You're the winner of the MBE for the volunteer groups, the Queen's Award, yeah?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, so this happens every year. So that the Queen, as it was then, and the King, they will have a group of charities that they believe are doing such a good thing that they give them essentially an MBE.
Recognised by
the trustees of the charity.
Yeah.
You have this accolade.
So on
Prince Harry. Harry, sorry.
So on Saturday, George. Obviously, we're going to try and raise money. I just want to say to everyone who's watching, or will be watching over the next course of the week, get on down to Kettering Town Lowestoft. Come on. I'll be honest, I've been blown away. First time I've been here, I've been to the old ground many years ago, but I've come down. The facility is amazing. They really, we'll talk more about the club in a bit, but it's been really shocked me how the setup is here. So come on down, Grand Uppers, get your bums down here on Saturday. Let's support Mikayla. And we're going to raise money. On Saturday, we're going to do some live feeds as well. We're going to show you around the club, and we're going to work with Mikayla as well on Saturday, and we're going to help raise money. And what we want, and I know, look, I know we've dealt with charities, we've dealt with sad situations where we've helped raise money, and I know the football community out there, and I know you're all listening. I know how generous you are, and we as Proper Football are going to get behind Mikayla's charity and work with Mikayla's charity as well to help get and achieve what they want to do with the children. And I know guys and girls out there, on Saturday when we do our lives, we are going to give you a link to donate money. So I'm appealing to the football community, as you always do. You come up trumps. Please, please, on Saturday, join us when we do our live feeds. If you can't come down to Kettering Town, that is, come down. We're down here, aren't we, Dan? The team are here. Yeah. Come and meet us as well and say hello. So there's plenty going on, and we're going to raise a lot of money on Saturday. I know we are. So, yeah. So
there's the details.
On the last thing, and then we'll move into a bit of footy chat, and then we'll do, by the way, people, we will do a Q&A at the end as well. How did Kettering Town and Team Mikayla come together the way you have?
So I've always been a Kettering Town supporter. I'd have no other team. This is my only team. And because obviously we're a local charity, although Mikayla is at the Oxford Hospital, we now service the Oxford Hospital, the Bristol Hospital, Leicester and Nottingham. So all of the children in this local area will likely go to either Leicester or Nottingham.
Yeah.
So because I'm a Poppies fan and will always be a Poppies fan, the natural connection was always there. So over the last 5-10 years, there's always been, we help you, you help us. We've always been able to have, fortunately for us, I think the club, to have use of the facilities. You know, we have these other days before. And then, if we sponsor a game, let's say, we've always been allowed to go around the fans, and the fans have always been good to us. So thank you all. And it is a natural community for us because it is our football team.
No, absolutely. And look, we'll have to get hold of our friends at Carlton Town, Nottingham, and get them to lay on something as well. If you're watching, which you normally do, Carlton Town, I'll be ringing you later, Boatsy. Let's do something for Mikayla down at Carlton Town, eh? That'd be good. Right. Okay, so you've took over 4 months ago. And obviously, so you've inherited Team Mikayla, but you do a lot of work with children anyway, don't you? So tell me a little bit about what because you do it with in terms of football, don't you? The kids' football. Yeah. So what is it you do?
So just with us being able to work with children who work in schools, get to see how vulnerable kids are, and just even down to a family who can't afford plimsolls for their child or a PE kit or stuff like that. So I think COVID is where it really hit me, and I was like, I keep saying it. I really want to do it. So COVID and obviously the years on now, it's just grown and grown and grown. Now, although we don't make a single dance of it, Christmas time was the big one for us. And last year at Christmas time, we supported over 530 families. And every family got non-perishable food. They've got fresh meat. They got bread. They got clothing for their kid. We even said to the families, "What is your wish list?" So they'll tell us how many children they've got, their ages, what are their interests. So we specifically got out gifts for them, and it's just grown and grown and grown. So the likes of Chelsea Football Club, Lucas Aid, Anthony Joshua is a good friend of ours. And lots of other companies as well. Fresh Ego, it's just grown and grown and grown.
I feel very humble sitting here, guys. I've got to be honest with you. I'm sat here with heroes.
Yeah, it's fantastic work. That is just.
That's George. That's unreal, mate. That's brilliant. And what an owner to have come to Kettering Town, eh?
So the first time we spoke with George and his family, because they were all very much involved, they took us to their heart straight away. So you know that they have this natural way of being. Yeah, they are.
Do you want to see if we've got what comments coming up from people, or do you want to bring people in? People, just remember, you can comment. Just add a comment if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, add a comment. I hope we pick up the Twitter. I'll check on the phone. We should do. Add a comment. We can see them.
Yeah. And, Nick always says, amazing work, guys. Hope you raise as much money as you can. Kelly too. Something. Jesus, Darren's wallpaper looks like it's from the 90s. Sorry, Darren.
Yeah, Darren, mate, you really do need to put the decorators in, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, please keep the comments coming in. That'd be great.
Yeah, keep them coming in. We can see them here.
So, George, you've got a history of managing as well and coaching, like youth football as well, at high standard, Tottenham, right down Luton, and even non-league side. You've got a football background as well.
Yeah, football's been my life since I was a kid. George is a nickname of mine.
Right.
And actually, when people call me my real name, I probably won't respond now, just because I'm so used to it. So my dad's favourite footballer was Georgie Best, so that's where George started from. Yeah, just football's been in my family. Played out in the Republic of Ireland, played out in Romania, played for my country. And then I guess, like everybody, when football didn't really materialise, what was the next best thing? And it was coaching. And then coaching, managing. And then actually, when you're working with young children, that's, I guess, where the charity side came into.
And you coached Luton under 16s, didn't you?
Luton 16s.
That was difficult from a man from Watford, wasn't it?
You know what? The amount of times I've come back from coaching and my missus goes, "Can you get some milk?" And I'm running to Tesco. I went, "Oh my God, I got my kit on."
And you work with Luther Blissett. You've done a bit of charity work. Luther does lots of work, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Bless him.
Luther does a lot of work in Watford. I think he just opened up a new creche in Watford as well.
Yeah.
So there was a company, I can't remember what it's called, but a lot of ex-footballers. So I worked with Luther Blissett. I had the pleasure of working with him.
That's the is that the one we had to deal with, Nigel? What's it?
It's the ex-players.
Ex-players thing. Yeah, we managed. Yeah. We done a thing for Nigel and we raised money. And we had a bit of surplus, and we donated it to the charity through them. Yeah. So this is football, people. You know, we can sit here and talk all night long, and the thing is I've seen so much generosity from the football fans getting behind different causes. You know, and we see the kiddies suffering, and I know it breaks everyone's heart. And like Mikayla's doing what she's doing, it's absolutely amazing. And we want to give this girl as much support as we can. And I'd love to find out a bit more about what you do as well. And maybe you could come on and do something brilliant, and we'd do that. Because you don't have to travel here. We can do it like this. Send you a link, you know. But yeah, so I guess we should get on with the podcast, and then we'll do a Q&A at the end, everybody. Any questions you like to fire at any one of us, then fire away.
Okay, so start with
you, Dan.
Well, the Kettering's result yesterday in the FA Cup. It was the FA Cup second qualifying round, wasn't it? And you've watched the highlights, Darren. Obviously, you was got George. You was there, obviously, and
yes,
it went right to the end, didn't it?
Yeah, Dan. Basically, because I watched since I did a vlog at Kettering last season. They treated me very well, by the way. I've kept a close eye on Kettering's fortunes.
George is in charge now. Don't expect the same, yeah?
They had a FA Cup game yesterday against, and it's fair to say that even the Kettering manager thought Cleethorpes deserved to win, but Kettering rode their luck a little bit. 92nd minute, a loose back pass from the Cleethorpes player, intercepted by Nile Ranger. As he's going around the goalkeeper, he got brought down. He tucks away the subsequent penalty, which maintains Kettering's proud record of being the FA Cup's all-time top scorers.
Really?
They are.
Yeah. Kettering Town,
Of Tottenham, innit?
Of Tottenham, yeah.
The four clear of Tottenham.
Yeah.
Amazing record, that.
So, George, getting Noel Ranger on board as well, he's obviously a great player. He's had a few troubles through his time growing up and stuff, but that's a bit of a coup, isn't it, to get him on board?
Yeah, look, football is, like we said, football's a small world, and I've known his agent for many years, and mutual friends, and yeah, just had a conversation with him. He came around to my house the other day, and actually he said everything that I wanted to hear, and hopefully we'll give him a platform to kick on if that's what he wants to do, and also help us achieve some of the targets that we want to achieve as well.
Yeah, I mean, everyone deserves another chance, I think. He's obviously a very talented player. I was talking to him yesterday about him yesterday at summer, and I kept calling him Nile Rodgers, which is the lead singer of Chic, isn't it? I mean,
he was the one that slotted the penalty, last-minute penalty home yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah. But hopefully, yeah. I mean, that's a great signing for the level. Is it step three? Step three, you played, wasn't it? Yeah. That's fantastic.
I think just with our football connection, there's so many people that have contacted me. People like Marvin Sordell, who's had a really tough, saying about what's going on over there, and speaking to Adrian Mariappa as well. And they're all kind of looking over the fence and say, "Oh, what's going on over there?" So
Mariappa, wow.
He was at Palace, Mariappa as well. He's a good player.
Yeah, no, I was going to say. I mean, look, we love promoting non-league, as everyone knows, and at the end of the day, I think this, Kettering have been at the top of the non-league tree before, and they've had some big names in this club. Ron Atkinson, Mr. Gascoigne. How on earth they made him a manager, I do not know. That must have been the funniest 39 days ever. See, I've been doing my own work, guys.
Another interesting fact, girl, is that Kettering were the first team to have sponsors on their shirts. I've read something. Derek Dugan, an old Northern Irish player, was the manager.
I mean, obviously they're away from their ancestral home, which is now a housing estate, and they've come here, and I'm impressed. I'm really impressed, and I'm guessing, George, that you've come on 4 months. There seems to be a lot of aspiration. I'm looking around. I've had a look around the ground tonight, and I'm amazed by the work that's being carried out, and you've got some aspirations here, I think, haven't you?
I mean, first of all, I'd just like to really thank the wonderful people, the committee that we've inherited, because, they love the club. They live, breathe and sleep the club. The wonderful support we've had from businesses donating certain things to the club. So like any successful club, who are a heartbeat of the town, it's the support from others that make it successful. Now, this club here doesn't need to sell itself. You can't buy their history. You can't buy their, that badge and all that history. It's just about, can we get this sleeping giant awoke again? And get it back up to at least a conference level where it belongs.
It's amazing. I mean, we talked about non-league last week. We only spoke about the clear rise in attendances this season. It's been building every year, but this season, the rise in attendances, chaps, and we're seeing it every week. There's some cracking crowds. Yeah, I think you guys had your biggest crowd in 10 years the other week, didn't you?
In here, yes.
Yeah, we mentioned that, I think, But non-league football, it's on the up, and Kettering is a really good example of that, I think. And one hopefully inspires other non-league clubs to follow suit.
It's one of the reasons we started up, Gal, isn't it?
It is,
proper football, because we're sort of falling out of love with the top level football. I'm Sport Palace, a Premier League team, but I go non-league ground on me now. I prefer doing that. It's just more of a just meet real people. It's
something we've discussed on many of our shows. I'm addressing you guys. Is a lot of people falling out of love with the modern day game, and I have, and we see non-league football as proper football, as in what we love. And I think that's why we're seeing so many bigger attendances. So many more people are starting to attend non-league football. It's just so, like you said in one word, what it's all about and what we've lost in our game at the top end. And that is, it's the heart of the community. At the top end of our game now, George, my view is that we've just become customers. We're no longer fans, and I don't talk about my club generally that I support, but that's the way, particularly in the Premier League, and how refreshing was that, guys, hearing an owner of a good club saying what George, it's just really refreshing.
Definitely.
Really refreshing.
I've got the pictures, Gal, of the fan zone.
Yeah.
recently been done. Is that?
So that's your fan zone, isn't it?
That's the fan zone. Yeah.
In that, look at that, eh? And I think that's the club shot to the left of the screen as well.
And I've got the little video of the refurbished bar. Should I put it on?
Cool. Yeah. It's the motto on the.
It's something the current team.
Yeah. Did you see the logo on the side?
Yes.
To do non-league. Brilliant.
Yes, yeah.
Brilliant.
You know what, Gary? It sounds like Kettering are doing it the right way because
chaps, someone's saying the sound. Someone's saying the sound has gone.
I can hear you fine.
No, there's people saying they can't hear anything.
The sound went with the video play, girl.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. It does. Yeah, of course it does.
Gaz, I was just saying, now's the time. In a non-league game, now's the time to strike. With obviously fans, new fans experiencing non-league. So Kettering are doing it the right way. Keeping the heart of the community involved, and I just hope they prosper and go onwards and upwards.
Yeah, I really do hope all non-league clubs, the community, when the club goes bust, that community loses everything. If you look at like what happened with Bury, okay, they're back now, but that community is lost. If they might only have 3,000 people attend the game, but probably 20,000 people benefit from the club in that community. Kettering, like you say, the amount of work you do in that community, working with the likes of Mikayla here, it's not just about 3,000 or 4,000 fans at a local community club. It's about the wider aspect and this is where the hierarchy don't see it. What we got there? Lots of positive things happening at Kettering.
I also mentioned it before, Gary, around the football community. Kettering 10 years ago could have gone bust without the support of the football community. We had so many donations come through to keep us going in the dark days.
I think we see that a lot of clubs, especially at non-league level. One of the things I found as well, I don't know if you guys have, when a club drops out of League Two into non-league, their fan base goes up.
Like you said earlier, it's a little bit more real. It's a little bit more affordable. It's a little bit more,
you can have a beer watching the game.
You can connect with them as well. There's little things like that makes you want to be a football fan. And actually, at the top, we've kind of lost that connection a little bit.
Yeah, we have.
People ask, but why no big team? Because it's tangible to me. I can go there and talk to the team. It's part of you.
Well, look at this.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you see Man United doing this with me? Nah. Nah.
Well, Gary, talking of Bury, in the FA Cup, there was a couple of shocks yesterday, and Bury obviously get good crowds, but they're tier 9, I think. But they won 3-0 at Blythe Spartans, which was a great result. And then the other shock, it was Bishop's Cleeve beating Torquay, another team who've been suffering. And I've got a little bit of footage from Bishop's Cleeve after the game. And it just shows what it means to the club and the community, and also a lot of these clubs, I don't know if Kettering have, but a lot of youth teams, loads of youth teams, and they all come to the games as well. But I'll put it on, and you'll
cool.
You'll see what I mean. So that was Biggleswade, not Bishop's.
Oh, right.
But that was another.
It was Biggleswade.
Yeah, but Biggleswade won yesterday as well. But that just shows what it does for the community and the young kids there. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're talking about non-league football, but I still, even like with the Premier League, you've still got your hardcore fans for the clubs, and you see it with the away fans more. When you go to the home games, the atmosphere Premier League games is awful. They're like, soulless bowls as they're called. But when you get the away fan, you normally see the hardcore of supporters that will never leave their club. They will never, But then I watched the EFL highlights this morning, and I tell you what was fantastic was the fact that I was watching the Plymouth Argyle Sunderland game, and mate, the celebrations at the winner was mad on that as well. And I've got to quickly say before I say any more, well done to over 1,700 Sunderland fans who made that incredibly long journey, sold out their allocation. Fair play to them. But that was a cracking game. But do you know what was really good? And the game after, who was the one I watched? Anyway, was the fact that there was some real iffy decisions. Right, they give a penalty. So, and I'm not kidding, it was so soft, it was unbelievable. It was like it was ridiculous. And then later on in the game, right at the very end, there was a shout for Sunderland to get a penalty, and the guy bulldozed through him, and he didn't give the penalty. But you know what? That's what you would talk about in the pub. You can't do that in the Premier League anymore because VAR.
Gal, this picture sums up the Premier League. Gal, this is from before the North London derby today outside. Half and half scarves. Tottenham Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that about?
Yeah. See, they cater for the tourists, don't they? And that's what you see in the Premier League ground. You dilute the real fans with tourism, and a lot of the real fans can't even afford to get to the game. You know, I've just got to say, you know, we were giving Villa a hard time last week. They obviously must have watched us because they revoked the disabled parking. You know, I don't know if you knew, Villa were doubling the cost of disabled parking this season. So it was £190, and they were raising it to £380. And there's been an outcry, and they listened to us last week, I reckon. But they have revoked it, and they're not doing it now. Man United have put theirs up 20% and are quite clear that they're not going to put it back because they feel all fans should be treated the same. Right, okay, well done, Man United. But the only thing, we obviously criticised Villa over the £85 for the European Champions League ticket price. It's ridiculous. But there was another element to that parking that came out on Talk Sport actually during the week. It wasn't just the fact that they doubled the money, it was the fact that they'd moved the disabled parking to the back car park so they could bring the corporate nearer to the ground. Sorry, Villa fans, but you know, it does seem it does seem a little bit.
The worrying thing is
wrong.
If there wasn't a kickback, would they have just carried on?
Yeah.
Or would somebody have just actually woken up at the club and said, this is wrong?
Yeah, no, that's right. There's been a massive kickback, and they've listened. So you've got to take your hat off to them and say, all right, we've listened. But who thought that up in the first place?
Yeah.
Why would you penalise disabled people like that? You know, it's madness. Man United have done it at 20% on the basis that they say all fans should be equal. I can't see it myself, but anyway.
That's ridiculous. Like they're using the argument football should be inclusive for everybody and the same, which is the perfect great statement. But they're using that in the wrong way, aren't they? To say
they are using it in the wrong way, in my view. Yeah.
But that's just using it for something other. That's terrible. Shocking.
Yeah.
In this day and age, and right. So what you're witnessing now is our normal podcast where we sit here and have a
we moan a lot.
And we moan, and we're grumpy old sods. We are seriously, but in all seriousness, though, I mean, it's just the money we see these players get, the crazy money these Man United players get. Why can't they get together and say, do you know what, all our disabled fans, let's pay for their parking for the season. You know what, they wouldn't even miss it.
No.
It would be a fraction of a weekly wage. That's why I struggle with modern day football. You know, I can't justify these players earning. I'm not knocking the players for earning money if it was me, I'd earn that money and all. But
it's not their fault. Like
it's not their fault, but it's give a little bit, you know, give a little bit back. You know, I don't know.
There's a lovely message, Gary. Love being involved with this club. I've been bringing my daughter since she was 18 months. She's now nearly 7. Absolutely love her Saturday at Latimer Park.
No, it's brilliant. And you know, we're talking about Kettering, but you'll find everybody that wherever you live, there is a non-league club near you. Get and support it, because it will open up into an amazing world that is lost, I'm afraid, in the corporate business world of the Premier League. You know, and to be fair, there's great lower league sides as well. I'm not going to, you know, we can't dispute it. You know, like I say, the scenes at Plymouth, when they got that goal to put them 3-2 up. Wayne Rooney's first goal, by the way, a first win. I wonder what he didn't look very happy even then.
George, do you rely on a lot of volunteers as well from the local community come in and give their free time at the club?
Everybody who's on the committee are more or less volunteers. I think we've got obviously the playing staff are on payroll. Our man's on payroll. The caretaker's on payroll. The hospitality, not the hospitality. The corporate manager's on payroll. And then you've got wonderful people in the committee, you know, retired people, some who work full time, some have got their own businesses, but actually just that joint love for the club. And yeah, you know what, it's mind blowing. We're forever in awe of this committee because, yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Manchester United fan, but you know, I'm now a huge Kettering fan, but these guys are 20, 30 years ahead of me.
I've just slated Man United.
Now we've got wonderful people. So the majority of people are volunteers. We've often spoken about behaving like a professional club. And I'm sure, you know, in time there'll be lots more paid roles and stuff like that. But at the moment, we can only really survive on what we're doing and the model we have at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, that's sensible, because I've spoke to... I mean, we've even had finance managers from different clubs on. We've had owners from different clubs on the show. And I think one of the things that lets some of the clubs down that we all feel sorry for, but some of them is complete mismanagement of a club. And they maybe, one of the battles I think in non-league, correct me if I'm wrong, is maybe there is like there is in top tier, you've got certain clubs that are getting bankrolled quite heavily. And then you find maybe the clubs then try and match that, and then they spend the money and destroy the club because they can't compete with some of the clubs in their league, and that can be down in level 5, all sorts. You know, I was talking at Carlton Town with one of the people. That's a membership-run club, fantastic club, by the way, as well. They the community spirit. They build their own stands and all sorts. They're really lovely people. And they were saying, you know, that's the problem that a lot of it is facing, is the fact that you've got 1 or 2 clubs in a league that may be paying X amount to a player, and then the lower clubs think, and sometimes we've agreed this, haven't we? It is the fans' fault sometimes, because the fans want the expectation to do better. Then the club feels they've got to spend more money, and then they're spending money beyond their means, and that's when it all goes wrong.
And Kettering was no different. You know, we had an owner shooting us down.
Yeah,
we were in dire straits because of his decisions.
Yeah,
he wanted to push it on, but without the backing behind him. You know, he didn't have the business means to push his desires through.
Yeah. No, amazing. Go on, Dan. What we're getting lots of.
Yeah, that's a nice message from Martin. The work done last season by a volunteer management committee was remarkable. Without them, Kettering may have gone to the wall. Now George has arrived. We're ready to push on to the next level. This club has been in my blood for 4 generations. Goes on to say, and that's what being a football supporter is all about. Up the poppies.
Yeah, I see Jeff there now. Jeff's a regular. He's a Darlington supporter. And he was saying nearly 100 volunteers needed on match day at Darlow.
Wow. Yeah.
They get quite big crowds. So, well, they're obviously got a bit of history there, haven't they? I think they do get quite big crowds at Darlington, don't they?
Big club, aren't they?
Well, yeah. Did have a big stadium. That's what made them a smaller club.
The old George Reynolds.
Yeah. You bought in, yeah. You got that. You know the story behind Darlington, yeah.
I've got I've got a great video from yesterday, the Wimbledon, AFC Wimbledon, talking about clubs.
Oh, yeah.
And they played against the MK Dons, although you don't like to call them the Dons, but they won 3-0 AFC Wimbledon, the original Dons, and this is the reaction of one of their fans, and it's just encapsulates all the passion and everything. Just try and get it up. Just remember, you won't be able to hear us talking when it's on. Sound will go. It sums up what it means, doesn't it?
And that just highlights that when we talk about football and we say about the modern game, the EFL is full of great clubs as well. Let's not forget that. They're great clubs that have come up from non-league. What else you got, mate?
What else I've got something completely different. Who used to say that, Kenny Everett? This is just a goalkeeper in Scotland. I think he's in the 5th tier. It's a bit of unorthodox goalkeeping, but you'll see what I mean. He's done well, get his leg up that way.
The poor Nigel's sitting there, mate, because we know he likes to talk a bit about the other club. Nigel, what's some highlights from you from the weekend's games, mate?
I haven't really seen too many of them. I was out all day Saturday,
I watched the Tottenham Arsenal game today. Did you see that, Nigel? The North London derby. It was Tottenham just looked like a team. They looked like a team full of squad players. They got no sort of. Where Arsenal got outstanding players, and Arsenal rightly won 1-0. But yeah, it was. You can see there's just a big gap. I think Ange is going to be coming under a bit of pressure now. But yeah, I don't know if anyone else watched the game today.
Yeah, I saw the end of the game. They must be wondering how they're going to get a win, and Everton was 2-0 up again.
Yeah.
So Sean Dyche must be putting out whatever hair he's got left.
He's a Kettering bloke, isn't he? Isn't he from Kettering, Sean Dyche?
He is, yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, I believe he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Big Watford connection, didn't he?
On the ground.
Yeah, lives 2 miles, or did. I remember going to Watford played a friendly at the franchise FC, and sorry, I don't like them. I grew up in Milton Keynes, but I followed Wolverton Town for a long while. The non-league. That's how it should have been done. Anyway, right, and I was there, and I'll never forget. I was sat there. We were watching the game. He was sat like 2 or 3 people just watching the game. Like I know he was at Watford for a while, but. Yeah, he must have just come down the road or something. It was before he moved up to Burnley and that, But he's a good character in football, I think.
Oh, I think he's a good manager.
Yeah,
I think he's a really good manager.
Do you not think though that you heard about this American who's it's the Palace fella, isn't it?
John Textor, yeah. He owns a French
Did you hear what he
well.
done? Bang out of order, mate.
Yeah, he's upset a few people at Palace as well. He's just quite outspoken and says things. Yeah, he's not even there yet, is he? And he's saying things about Everton and Dyche.
Yeah, but he's saying about Dyche. Well, I know Dyche is a bit back. It's so insulting that he questioned Sean about the fact that, we'll have to see whether he will be able to adapt to the players I can give him and all this. He ain't even got the club yet. And he's already upset the manager.
Yeah, and he's still part of Palace, so it's just totally out of just don't get it, do they?
I must say, while we're talking about that EFL highlights that they now do on ITV again, which is great. I must admit, some of them games were cracking games. Burnley Leeds was a good game. Burnley getting a great win there, by the way. Even though it was so early into the season, that was a real critical game, wasn't it? Getting that 1-0 win. But it was really good goals. that Portsmouth Sunderland game was a cracker.
Plymouth, yeah, but West Brom are flying, aren't they? They beat Portsmouth today, 3-0 away. Pompey is struggling, but West Brom are looking really good and all. They're good manager. But did anyone see the Bolton game against Huddersfield? And the bit of a bugbear with us is teams playing it out from the back who can't do it and then give it away. Well, it's one of the. Have you seen it, Darren?
Yeah, I did see it, mate. Yeah,
it's the worst. It's the worst goal conceded I've ever seen from playing it out the back, and the keeper just passes it to their forward who scores. It's just
If you can do it, do it. But if you can't, you've got to think of another plan. You know, not every footballer matches up with the same ability, do they? Yeah, it's nonsense.
What do you think, George, about teams playing it from out from the back at all different lower levels and stuff?
I guess it's the Pep Guardiola Barcelona tiki-taka type of way, isn't it? And you know, we as a nation do it all the time. You know, if let's say Germany win the World Cup, suddenly they're the connoisseurs and they're the guys that we need to follow. And you know, and I think it's if you talk about any manager, everyone talks about Pep, and then suddenly we all have to play like this. Well, actually, hold on, the wind's against us. Our pitches ain't as nice as them. Our players ain't as good. You know, or we've got a midfielder who probably pretended he wants the ball, but he's shying away. So you got to look at everything for sure.
Got a question for you, Mikayla, because you're sitting there, bless her. I'm going to ask you a really awkward question now because we're sat in Kettering Town's boardroom. Who do you support?
As in the football teams. Yeah. So obviously I love Kettering Town.
Yeah, but
I don't know if I want to say the football team I support.
Come on.
Chelsea.
Oh.
Right, that's it tonight. Thank you.
That's it. I put you on the spot there, didn't I? We're sat in here and you had to say, "Oh, I love Kettering, but Chelsea's your team, yeah."
Kettering and Chelsea, they're both really good.
Yeah. Oh, bless. You ever gone down there, or you?
I prefer watching them on TV.
Yeah, would you like to get down there one day and see a game at Chelsea?
That'd be good.
Yeah, we're going to put some pressure on Chelsea now, chaps. Let's get the thinking caps on. Let's get
Gaz, I was going to ask Brendan and Mikayla, with the children's gifts, do any of their kids want a football shirt as their gift?
We've had a couple of football.
Yeah, a couple of football related. Usually they want to go to matches, but as you know, it's very difficult to get anyone that isn't a season ticket holder or a membership for the last 20 years to get any tickets. So even when we go to the clubs directly and ask them, is it possible?
Yeah.
The general response is that, you know, we have our own charities that we like to look after, not look after per se, but
what do you think? Well, sorry, I'm listening. I'm listening to that. As an owner of a club now, what do you make of that when a club as big as them clubs say, well, we've got our own charities, so we don't want to help that child?
No, I think
That's
just a bit.
wrong,
it's wrong. I personally think it's that human touch that you look for, and actually, I'm sure you can find somebody who's not going to be there today or doesn't need to go today, and again, just go back to that community, that connection.
Yeah.
And look, it's wrong on every part, but
what do you think, chaps?
I've just sorry, Gav. Just this picture of I think it's Mikayla with Frank Lampard. What happened there, Mikayla? Did you get to meet him at the training ground?
Yeah, that was a few years back. Went for a day out. Met Frank Lampard, John Terry. I was able to go in all their cars. It was awesome.
Oh wow!
Is that down in Cobham? Their training ground, I guess. That must have been an amazing day.
It was so cool. Getting all the t-shirts signed. It was one of the best days ever.
Oh, fantastic!
That's brilliant.
I've got two daughters, and one's 18 and one's 14, but one of them was 12. We was walking up the road, and she just said, "Dad, why did they have to raise money for cancer research, and why can't I just print more money?" And I just didn't know what to say. I just thought it was such a sweet thing for her to come out with. But it just boggles me that you have to raise so much money to do such great things for kids who are suffering with cancer and stuff. That's just the way of the world.
I don't mind me saying. Obviously, I found out tonight. Obviously, that Mikayla is an ongoing battle for the rest of your life, isn't it? Really?
Yes.
Right. And a gentleman in the USA is funding the treatment to keep Mikayla alive. Obviously, NHS wouldn't fund it, couldn't fund it, whatever. So they're reliant on And you don't know who he is or nothing, do you?
No, we don't know.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's really good.
A lot of money, yeah. But there are some good people out there. And again, I'm just going to repeat myself. Saturday people, please, please, please put your hand in the pocket when we do our lives. We're going to give you all the details. Let's really get some money behind Mikayla so they can give these treats to the kids. And if you can get down to the game, please come down. And I promise you'll be surprised. If you live in, especially if you're local, Northamptonshire, get down, have a look at this. It's great what's going on down here. But if you don't, Grand Hoppers, come down here. Honestly, it's brilliant. But again, I will repeat, wherever you live in this country, you have a community club that is part of your town, your city, whatever. Get on down and see what it's all about, honestly.
Yeah.
Well,
is there bands on stuff before the festival day, the music thing?
Yeah.
So you've got all different stuff going on.
Yeah, before kick-off and after the game as well. So it's going to be an unbelievable day, and what a great cause.
Yeah.
Nigel, back in the day, did many of the clubs and players get involved with charities?
I'm not sure about the charity side of things because obviously everything was left to the secretary, the manager. We did used to have every year a match against kids with Down syndrome, and it was absolutely brilliant. It's one of the best days of the year because they come on and they all copy what they see on TV on Match of the Day and all that. When they score a goal, they go mad, and you can see I really enjoyed it, and it was a good day for us as well. Like just to see people enjoy, well, especially kids, just to see them enjoying themselves. They're on the pitch. Yeah, imagining 40,000 people watching them and they're celebrating. So,
who was that with? Was that with
Watford? That was with Watford. I mean, obviously, GT was a big fan of getting Watford as a family club and getting we had the family enclosure. That was special. And we got involved with the public. We done the pancake races around the pond, things like that. So we was very much involved with the fans, which is a shame because I don't think that the players of today get the chance to do that. There's too many restrictions, and you can't sign shirts now or balls because people put them on eBay and make money out of them. So everything has to be vetted and go through the club. But there should be, there should be some sort of charity fund made up with the FA. Players are on ludicrous amounts of money. I mean, like donating some money into a charity should be something that, it's a no-brainer. They should be able to do that. And I think it's too easy an excuse to say that we're already involved with a charity. Well, you can be involved in more than one charity. So
I probably would add that we have gone directly to the Premier League team. So when we do fundraising for events that we're doing, like climbing Kilimanjaro, etc., they have sometimes sent us a signed ball or a shirt that we can auction off. So it's not always a no, but it is difficult.
Yeah. I think why, like I say, the people making money. So it's Nigel, when you had cancer, didn't Watford and Derby play a testimonial game for you up at
we had Phil G organised that. My dog's going mad in the background.
Joys of life.
Yeah, it was actually I'd done me 6 months of chemo, and they arranged to have the game after me chemo. Well, I thought I was going to be okay after I finished the chemo, and I played the game, and then I got called back into the hospital to the doctors, and they said, "We're really sorry to tell you, but it's spread to your liver now, and you're going to have a bigger operation at Queen Elizabeth in Birmingham." And I was, to be honest, I thought that was it. I thought I weren't going to recover from that. But I was out of hospital in 5 days. The doctor said he couldn't believe how quick I'd healed. And I had about 75 staples in my stomach. But he said, you can go home if you want. Phil G organised that with the Watford and Derby, but it was a really good occasion.
Oh.
I just think that the clubs shouldn't have to sort out charity. The PFA should be sending a letter out to all the clubs saying, this is what we want to do. Have a word with the players in a meeting and let's see if we can get it going. And then everything the players donate goes to the PFA and then goes into charity then. And then what they could do is split the money they're getting into different charities. That's a sensible thing to do. But like you say, it's all the business now at the big clubs, and maybe that's bottom of the agenda for them.
I just want to catch up on a couple of questions that have been fired over. One's from Mikayla, but before we do that, there was one saying about obviously people that can't make it Saturday, can they pay online? Well, you're going to provide us with that ability.
Yeah, so we have our own fundraising platform. So let me provide the details.
So I think that was Nick who asked that question. So anyone watching, obviously we know, not everyone's going to come here. Imagine a few thousand turning up. We've got a problem. But anyway,
what's the best way to find? Is it just Team Mikayla? Just searching Google and well, I've done it myself. You find the page.
What we're going to do, we're going to get all that information, bang it up on all our platforms, and obviously when we go live while we're here Saturday, then we'll be promoting that and getting people to donate. So that's really good. So question for Mikayla was, what is your favourite fundraising event? That came from somebody that's gone now. Oh, yeah, from Liam Beans, I think it was.
Favourite fundraising event?
Yeah.
It's been quite a lot. We've done the Kilimanjaro, we've done skydives.
Right.
London marathons, serpentines. There's so many good events.
And any one that just peaks the top of it all for you?
I'd say I've done it personally. Skydive's been a really good one.
Yeah.
So you walked up Kilimanjaro, did you?
Have you ever done that?
I'd love to do it.
Yeah?
I'd love to do it.
I don't think I can. I don't think they do a parachute big enough for me, mate.
It'll be over very quickly.
Yeah. And I'll hit the ground with a bang. Have we got any? Let's see. Look.
Gary, there's another question there, girl. And can you name a favourite wish that you've granted to Mikayla?
Okay. Favourite wish that I've granted. I've got to say it was being the knight for the day. We sent him to Warwick Castle. I was able to dress up as a knight, and was able to watch all the jousting events.
Okay.
That was a really sweet one. The pictures were just amazing.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
I've got a question for Mikayla.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, happy birthday for last weekend, Mikayla.
Thank you.
So you obviously turned 18. So your next big birthday will be your 21st. Where would you like to see your charity in 3 years' time?
I would like to see it get bigger. Our end goal is to be able to grant to as many children as we can. So we're currently at the 4 hospitals, but in 3 years' time, there'll be lots of more children.
Yeah. That sounds great, and I wish you well with your endeavours, my lovely.
There's a few coming through now. Mark Cooper, ex-Kettering manager, Darlow legend, took him to Wembley and won the FA Trophy. Mark Cooper, yeah?
He's a legend.
Yeah. Legend at Darlow and all by the sounds of it.
He's a bigger legend here.
Is he? Jeff, come back with that one. Where is he bigger? They reckon he's bigger legend here, mate. Sean Dyke, he attended Kettering Town and did an evening with free of charge. His son Max also joined us on loan from the Cobblers, top bloke. How's his son doing now then?
He's a very good player.
Is he? Where's he now? Ah.
Yeah, he's definitely a very good player. Coming to look up for.
Nick, I've already answered that. Yes, you will be able to donate online and you will get all that info about. What did you just put up there, Dan?
The one you just spoke about.
Okay. Happy 80. So Graham Taylor would have been 80 today, Nigel.
Yeah. Can still be shouting at us from up there.
He's got some stories, I tell you. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, we've asked that question. Right, folks, you've got any more questions you want to fire at anyone, at Nigel, at any of us, or any of the team here at Kettering? Fire away now. because we are coming to the end of the podcast.
Mikayla, Mikayla, have you heard of the Teenage Cancer Trust?
Yes, I have.
Because there's so many great charities, but I've been to a couple of their events. We go once a year with this couple who raise loads of money for that. But that's a fantastic charity as well, where they obviously know about it, where they actually give a space for teenagers to, when they get their treatment in the hospital, instead of being in with the younger kids or the older, could be really old people. It's a great charity as well for that. So
they've given a lot of support for the past couple of years of like lots of help as well.
Like guidance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it must be. So your team, obviously, you've got your uncle. I'm right in saying that's your uncle on the right?
Yes.
Or on the left, sorry, yeah. So how many people are working in your team to run the charity? It must take quite a lot of time.
8.
Yeah, there's currently 8. There were, 15 a few years ago, but as everyone's aware, you're only volunteers. No one's ever been paid by the charity. So it can, as we are growing, it is getting more and more work. But that we've certainly got a good core of trustees.
They all play a vital role within the charity.
Brilliant.
So we're always looking for more trustees and volunteers if anyone wants to give us a shout.
Yeah.
I've got a question for George. George, I was at Aylesbury United yesterday, and I believe that you've played there a few years back. Just tell us a little bit about your non-league career.
You know what? That club holds such a special place in my heart, honestly, as the Mighty Ducks. And I often drive past there, and it's so sad. The duck is still in the corner, and the ground is derelict. But when you talk about iconic non-league clubs, Aylesbury United, is one of them. Kevin Wilson, who's the manager at Kettering Town, he gave me my first team debut as a young 17-year-old kid. And then the next year he moved to Kettering Town, and I'll never forget playing Kettering Town at Rockingham Road as probably a 17, 18-year-old, and I was a left winger. And I remember looking to my left and going, Jesus, the size of that stand, the abuse that we get today. What a great club. What a great club. Everything that Kettering stands for, that club stood for.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course, you've been a QPR fan. You remember them well, don't you?
Aylesbury United. I remember back in the mid-90s when we was in the Premier League, we actually drew Aylesbury in the FA Cup third round away from home. So something in me was like beating a little bit fast, but luckily it got switched to Loftus Road. I went there and we comfortably won 4-0. But George was just talking about the fact about he goes past the Buckingham Road ground. Yeah, when I was there yesterday at Cheshire, that's where they now play. At the start of a little vlog that I did, I showed what the Buckingham Road is like now, and it's completely flattened, ready for houses to be plonked on top of it.
Well, they finally got something, because I know that was in the pipeline for many years. But actually, talking about that connection with QPR, you had a young lad called Lee Cook.
He was at Watford. Yeah. He was a good player.
Yeah, donated a lot of money to QPR as well. I think he donated his signing-on fee as well.
That's
right. Players giving back.
They do, yeah.
He did.
Yeah, I remember Lee Cook, yeah.
That's brilliant. Yeah, he was a good player.
I've got a question for your good self, Brendan. What happened with the whole Russian and Diamonds ground, and what went on there? I just have interest, because that, again, for me, I know Russian Diamonds are very much rivals, but for me, that stadium being levelled just to sit there as an empty field was criminal. I know you guys played there for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, first of all, you need to go.
It's too far away.
Eat some soap for mentioning.
Oh, in this room. Right. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Next question.
That looks like me sitting in Newton's boardroom saying I support Watford, I suppose.
There were shirts around.
There's another question.
Shirts, everyone, look at the shirts. They're all amazing. Little shirts all the way around.
The Kettering Tide were the first ever sponsors.
Oh, that's the historical.
That's the shirt. Yeah.
Listen, I ain't going to mess with the camera. I'd love to, but you know what? Saturday, I will show you the shirt up here, the very first shirt in English British football that ever had advertising on it. It's here. But if I touch that camera, show's over. So we'll show you it. I'm sure you'll let us come in.
Of course,
film,
and the FA said take it down, and we had to, and then
really
until teams like Liverpool and whatever made it popular, then it became popular.
1976, girl.
People.
We tried to get away with it by changing the Kettering tyres to a Kettering T.
Sorry, have we conveniently got off the subject of you guys playing at Team Park? That must have been a real bad pill for you guys to swallow.
As we were discussing before, we had an owner that had an idea and wanted to shoot for the moon and decided actually.
I mean, it was a lovely ground. Don't get me wrong, and I think it's criminal what they did to it, but that must have been awful.
There was a lot of mixed emotions among the fan base because it's like Arsenal going to play at
Tottenham,
Tottenham are not there anymore. So very odd scenes. It went for a year, but it never really took off, and ultimately, could have came to Kettering's demise, but the demise of the stadium.
Absolutely.
Waste,
Just going to catch up with some of the things. I'll read that one out in a minute, Dan. Leave it up. But first of all, a silly question for you. A silly question, but I don't think it is. Will Santa be doing the work for Team Mikayla again this year?
Yes, we'll be putting the Christmas decorations up, and every week we'll be able to come to see Santa.
Oh, brilliant!
Our house.
Oh, that's fantastic, isn't it? And he's also asked Liam for us all. What are your? It's getting back to football now, aren't we? What are your gents' thoughts on the MLS? I personally haven't got any because I don't follow it. I don't really watch it. So
how long we got?
Really, I mean, I've seen clips of their fans and just can't go there.
It is what it is, isn't it? It's a good. If people enjoy watching it out there, then it's great. It's massive out there, isn't it? College football, especially women's football, is huge in America. So they got Messi there, haven't they now? And I think some of the big players gone out there. So good luck to them.
Yeah, I think it's all right myself. Obviously,
do you have any
brings up young American talent.
No, never.
And obviously, there's players that go there to the end of their career. But the Premier League started as well. Ruud Gullit coming over, at the back end of his career. Every tree starts from like a little seed, doesn't it? So
there's been a couple of goalkeepers come over as well.
Yeah.
Did Chelsea sign or someone signed a good goalkeeper? So there's a place for the MLS. Yeah.
Definitely.
If I was out there, I'll go to the game. But...
Yeah, definitely.
Nigel, what about you, mate? Because I mean, obviously being an ex-pro and that.
I've got no interest in the MLS at all. So,
did you get the opportunity to go out there, Nigel?
Where in the world do you have played? Because you played out in South Africa, didn't you? Where did you say you?
Yeah, I was out. I played out in South Africa for about 4 months, and it was the year Nelson Mandela got inaugurated. So there was protests and this and that going on. We couldn't play half the away games in Johannesburg because there was riots going on there. But it's more or less considered a black sport in South Africa, football.
It was, and then the rugby, but I think that's changed now, isn't it? Because
I played for a side called Hellenic, which was owned by a Greek guy. We was probably one of the only teams in that league that was predominantly white. So all the other teams were mostly all black players. Good
I think
players
that's right.
over there.
I think that's what it was during apartheid as well, wasn't it? So I think football was played by the black community, and obviously the white community played rugby, didn't they?
Cricket as well.
And I think the Springboks, there's still a lot of controversy around that, but that must have been very interesting playing out there, mustn't it?
Where was it
again? So you played Republic of Ireland?
The Republic of Ireland, Romania.
Romania. What was it like in Romania playing football then?
You know what? It's so technical. I mean, Ireland was very physical, we, in England, but Romania was just very technical. I mean, every corner of every street there was a futsal court, so that just tells you a lot about how they play.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. Cold when it was cold. and hot when it's hot. Yeah.
There you go. But play football in Romania, it gets cold and then it gets hot.
I'll tell you something just about South Africa, Gaz.
Sorry, Nigel, go on.
I said just one thing about South Africa. It was funny because there was two teams in Cape Town, Hellenic and Cape Town Spurs. And Cape Town Spurs were like I said, predominantly black. And they were in the township areas. And you, as a white person over there, you was told to avoid going into a township area because they'll shoot you, and they're very poor. And I ended up coaching the kids at Cape Town Spurs, and I went with the agent that got me over to South Africa. And I said, "Are we going to be safe doing this?" And he went, "You'll love it, mate." He says, "The kids love football. They're lovely kids. It's just like they're not as rich as the white kids over here." And I went there, and I'll tell you what, our kids over here sometimes they get spoiled too much. These £500 games that they get and all that lot. I saw 3 of the kids turn up walking in bare feet, carrying the trainers over their shoulders because they didn't want to wear out the tread on them. Wow. And that's how special they were, And these kids were brilliant footballers, but they didn't want to wear the tread out because the trainers had to last them. Yeah. Sometimes over here, our kids, they get too much. It'd have been a good education for them to go over there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I couldn't agree anymore. I love everything you've just said there. I couldn't agree on anything more.
Yeah. See, like we're sitting here, we do this. Nigel comes on our platform every week with us, and there's a guy that's had such experience in the footballing world, from FA Cup finals, playing in Europe, to winning a Cup of England under 21s, and they get forgotten about sometimes, and they got such experience and knowledge, and that story that Nigel's just said there is, needs to be heard, doesn't it? Yeah, no, absolutely. Just a quick few things then. Can we ask George, what are your aspirations for Kettering Town? Let's put you on the spot.
You know what, as I said, I think just seeing the passion of the fans, the community, I'd just love to help in any way I can get this club back to where it needs to be, and where I think the fans want it to be, which is at the conference. And look, would I be daft to say I would love to be the first owner to get them into the Football League?
Yeah.
Of course I would. Of course I'd love to. But baby steps.
And
the
then,
conference is a minimum.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And not tonight, but you've said you would happily come on our show.
Yeah,
because I'd love to dig in a bit more with the transition from player, manager to actually being an owner, because that's unusual as well. So that's really unusual, but absolutely amazing. But that's for another time.
George's got a bit of a voice, is he?
You've got a voice or something? You're a singer or something? Look, you're being asked. So you're gonna sing with a band on Saturday.
If there's a request and it makes money for Mikayla, I'll sing.
Mate, I'll sing and destroy the place. We'll do it. Yeah, absolutely. I'll get up with him. But no.
He won't get a word in edgeways.
No, you don't with me. You don't with me, mate. No. Okay, so I think it's all fair to say I've got a closing speech I want to do, but hang on. Question for Brendan: will Team Mikayla play a football game again?
So we have done a couple of charity games in the past, and we've actually started discussing with Kettering Town to have an end of season match. So we will have a lot of old legends come and join the Team Mikayla team.
Yeah.
And hopefully, of course, we'll be the first team. So we, Brett Solcombe, JP Mana. We've had a lot of legends that have already said they'll come and play. Hopefully it'll be a big one.
No, that's excellent. Should we do a wrap up now then, chaps?
Yes.
We'll go around the table.
There's a nice message here, Gail. I don't know if you want to.
Oh, I was going to read it, wasn't I? Yeah, cool.
Stuart Higgins.
Yeah. What a wonderful podcast. Heartfelt and will support. Well done, Mikayla. You're an inspiration. Kettering Town Community Club, thank you for bringing proper football back. That did he mean that? No, I know what he meant.
That's lovely.
Well, we are back, proper football. No, yeah, thank you for bringing. Yes, that's lovely, lovely message. Lovely message. So
can I just ask George? Can I just ask George a question?
Yeah.
Obviously, like it's great to see that you're an owner that wants to get the club as high as it can. Obviously, back to the conference. Is the club geared up now to be in the conference, or would you have to make a lot of improvements? And obviously, like each league that you go up to, you're going to get players wanting more money. So is it all geared up to handle the conference demands?
Right now, no. But as I said earlier, I think if we want to, be up there, we've got to behave like we're ready for that. So, putting things in place. Let's not step out of our lane. Let's not spend more than we need to now. Let's take baby steps. Let's see where we're leaking money. Let's fix that. Let's see where we can generate money. Yeah, absolutely. And as I said, that with the committee we've inherited, I don't think there's anybody here jumping the gun. But when we are ready, we will be ready. It's as simple as that.
Because I agree. It's just obviously like if you're trying to get players to come to the club and play for you, and they know that you've got ambition and you want to get in there, then you've got more chance of getting them playing for you. I mean, I played for Stafford Rangers for about a month or so when Dennis Booth was in charge, and I played a couple of games at the start of the next season, and we'd just beaten Lincoln in the first round of the FA Cup, and I'm chatting with the chairman afterwards, and we was third in the league at the time, I think, and I said, "Oh, we've got a good chance of coming up," and he said, "Oh no, we don't want to go up. We can't afford to go up." And straight away, I just thought, do you know what? I don't want to play for a team that's not got any ambition, because whatever level you play at, you got to want to win. And he was just telling me more or less, this is as far as we go because we can't afford it. And I understand that, but if a player you're trying to get knows that you don't want to get out of that division, it's going to put them off a little bit. So that's why I just asked for you're all geared. Obviously, we got promoted this year. You're going to get a few more players in, and things are going to go up.
Yeah, so, and like you've been told, the infrastructure at the club is unbelievable. The support we've got from the community is unbelievable. The team we've got here, the volunteers we've got, we're definitely ready for promotion now, for sure. And that's no disrespect to any of the other teams in the league, because there's a lot more who feel like we're feeling we want to get promoted. But as I said, we're doing all the right things to be geared and ready for the conference. And if you look at it now, the conference is probably an added league to, years gone by, people used to say Prem, Championship, whatever. I think the conference is now in that conversation as a full-time club. But thankfully, we're 2 leagues away from that, so we can live and make some mistakes along the way if we have to. Don't forget, we were only in the league above not so long ago as well, so we've got that experience as well. But I'm a serial winner, Nigel. So if people around the club ain't looking to get promoted, then this project was never for me. I think a lot of people are similar to the way I am about getting promoted.
That's great to hear.
Yeah,
I wish you luck.
Yeah, Nigel, we'll have to try and get you down here, mate. I'm really impressed with it. Really impressed, I have to be honest. The conference is on par with Division 2 now. Would you agree with that? Yeah, I think it's fair to say. All right, I'm going to make this last question, people. Great question, Nigel. Weymouth have that problem. Well, yeah, Weymouth they've gone down now. They've got a lovely little ground, Weymouth have actually. But yeah, look, last question there. Geared for you, really, George. Question: Macclesfield and Kettering Town. How far off of them are you with Robbie Savage? So we know about this. Macclesfield have got huge bank balance, and what they're saying is how far Kettering off of a similar balance to sort of like push like Macclesfield are. I mean, that's ridiculous what they pay their players. Ridiculous.
Yeah. And I think it goes back to what we were saying before. So you can push.
Absolutely.
It doesn't make it work.
No, absolutely.
I think even last year, I don't want to name the name because it's not fair, but a team in our league outspent everybody and didn't get promoted compared to a team who and spent a lot less. So it doesn't guarantee.
No.
I bet you have to have that core fan base. Unfortunately, Kettering still has one.
Yeah.
And they're a sleeping fan base around.
Yeah, definitely. There's scope here, without a doubt. There's scope. Right, I think the best thing we can do now is let's go round the table. No more questions, people. I'll say my bit at the end. Dan, go on, mate.
No, I've just been amazed. Brilliant show. It's lovely to meet Mikayla and I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Brendan. Sorry, Brendan. Do apologise. Yeah, it's amazing to meet you both, and also to the owner, George. It's been a fantastic, and just wish you all the best for your charity, Mikayla. And I'm looking forward to meeting you all next week when we come up. So I've really enjoyed this show tonight.
Darren.
Yeah, I echo what Dan says. Fantastic listening to George, Mikayla, and Brendan. Just a selfless charity, absolutely brilliant. Just one other thing, I was quickly when you were just talking about Kettering Town, I was there at the back end of last season. I was talking to Richard Lavery, the manager, and he was going to make sweeping changes because he was not really happy with his playing squad, and he's certainly done that. And he's still looking out for players by the sound of his interviews. And I do believe Kettering are really going to make a big push this season.
Thank you.
Ollie. Nigel.
Yeah, I've been listening most of the time. But
I did bring you in as much as I could, actually.
Yeah, I got a lot. No, seriously, I wish you all the best with Kettering. I'll keep an eye on that one now. Mikayla, you're brilliant. Keep up the charity work, and I hope your health starts getting a bit better. But everything you're doing is brilliant, and I'm sure you'll be an inspiration to anybody who's been listening to this podcast today. And I wish you luck.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Nigel. Absolutely bang on, mate. Brendan.
Yeah, thank you, chaps, for having us on. It's obviously a great experience, and you've certainly got a good, wholesome following. So thank you for having us, and obviously thank you to George and the Kettering community. Without these guys helping us along, we may not even be a charity now. So having that support and financial backing of your friends, family, supporters.
Yeah, absolutely. Mikayla.
I just want to say the exact same. Thank you so much for having us on tonight. And I just want to echo the football team is absolutely amazing. I can't wait for Saturday.
Brilliant. George?
Thank you for having on this podcast. What you guys are doing is unbelievable. You're reaching out to the real fans. So keep up the great work. Nigel, I'm sure one day we'll talk about Jimmy Gilligan, John McDermott, Tom Wally, and lots of Watford connections.
Mate,
we'll have a conversation, I'm sure.
We're getting down here one day. We're getting down so you and him can talk and have a good meet.
And I just want to say thank you to all the Kettering fans for making me feel at home, and Mikayla and your charity. Whilst I'm here, you've got a family in Kettering Town, and everything we can do to support you. You are the real inspiration, and I promise the next time I ever feel upset about something, I'll kind of appreciate life a little bit more because of what you're doing and the inspiration you are. So thank you for kind of grounding me, and I'm sure the guys here.
Thank you.
Oh, lovely words.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you know me, guys. I'll always have something to say at the end of everything, or all the way through it. But I'm Mikayla. You blow me away. You blow me away. You really do. You're an amazing person. You're an absolutely amazing person. I think you've tugged on all our heartstrings tonight. Brendan, amazing what you do for the charity and everything, mate. You really have. George, you really are an interesting guy. I want to get back on the show, yeah? You're an amazing guy, and it's so refreshing to hear an owner of a club talk the way you have. And you've blown me away tonight. No, seriously, my friend. Seriously. Saturday's so important. People, if you want to come along, please come along to the game and come along to the celebration of Team Mikayla. We as proper football, and I've spoke with Mikayla and her mum and that, and we want to get behind you and support you and do whatever we can to help. It is absolutely, truly amazing, and I'm hoping we can make a difference as well for you. Honestly, you blow me away. On Saturday, we're going to do some lives from here. We'll do some recordings as well, and we're going to Brendan's going to get all the information so that people can donate. And we will be doing a Bob Geldof on Saturday. I will. Aren't you? And money. Give me your money. Seriously, Live Aid 2 this Saturday at Kettering Town Football Club. Be there or be square. Or if you're not there, just donate. All right? Please tune in when we go live. And I don't know what else to say. You've tugged on my heartstrings. Seriously, honestly, you're a lovely, lovely, wonderful person, honestly. And I hope everyone out there feels the same. Now, I know the football community, what they do and what they can do. And we are going to do it, aren't we, people? So we'll see you all Saturday. As always, have a wonderful week. Have a safe week. Be good. And you will catch us again, obviously, next Sunday. But you'll also catch us this Saturday at Kettering Town Football Club. Dan?
Yep.
See you all.
See you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.